in this example, it's kind of a strange question and not one that you see very often. So what we do is we have this graph here, and it says which equation has the same increasing and decreasing rates of change. So what I do is I'm actually going to be taking this graph and I'm going to highlight the parts of the graph that are increasing and decreasing. So my decreasing section is right here where the v is going downhill. Alright, so everything where x is less than -3. The increasing part of my graph is everything where the graph is going uphill, right? So it's everything to the right of x equals -3. So I am looking for other graphs that are going to shade similarly to this one. Now notice that on this, the absolute value vertex is right here at a -3, -2. So the first thing that I want to do is identify the vertex and find the ones that have vertices in the same x position. Right? It doesn't matter if this moves up or down, right? The shading would still be the same. But if it moves left or right, the shading would change. So I'm looking for all the vertices at -3, -2. So this one has a vertex at -3, -2. This one has a vertex at -3, -2. Remember, because the values in the grouping symbol change signs. This one has +3, +2. So this one won't work because it moves. This one also has a vertex at 3, +2. So this one also won't work because it moves to the left or right. So both of these graphs right away, or both of these equations right away, have the same shading, except one is going to be green then red and one's going to be red then green. So we have to look at where they're increasing and decreasing now. And so what I'm going to do is look at the shape of the graphs. So this one says -3, which means that our absolute value is opening downward. It's a shape like this. This one has a positive a value. There's nothing there, so there's an imaginary 1, which means that this graph opens up. So if I'm talking about shading, this one is decreasing here on the right, and this one is decreasing here on the left. And this one, the increase is on the left, and this one has an increase on the right. So if I look for that same shading pattern, you guys can see that this one is indeed the answer.